Diddy Jakes has stepped down from the Potter's house after being related to a lawsuit involving Diddy. With Diddy's trial only 2 weeks away, celebrities reportedly associated to his famed freakout parties are rushing. Reports say that Diddy utilized TD Jakes to clean up his image, and now, claimed film putting the bishop at these events is reported to exist. Is it true that these things are true? And what will the repercussions look like? Stay tuned as we look into the controversy, lawsuits, rumors, and scam. The turmoil behind Bishop TD Jakes is getting worse, and it's a narrative that no one could have seen coming. A bona fide spiritual giant who has left his imprint on the USA, Jakes is now facing claims that may possibly demolish all he achieved. The head of the megachurch, who has given advice to presidents and millions of followers, is being accused of being involved in some pretty shady business, especially with Sean Diddy Combs. Jakes recently shocked everyone by saying that he would no longer be the head of the Potter's House Church, the huge Dallas megachurch he started in 1996. His daughter, Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts, and son-in-law, Pastor Turi Roberts, were ready to take over, and the choice was characterized as a gracious passing of the baton to the next generation.
Developing story that we're following now, Bishop T.D. Jakes, the leader of Dallas megachurch, the Potter's House, announced today that he will be stepping down. Jakes is a world-renowned pastor. Remember, he suffered a heart attack in front of his congregation last November. Well, this morning, Jakes said that his daughter and son-in-law will now take the lead. Fox 4 Stephen Dial is in studio tonight with more. Stephen, welcome.
This was a shock to many in the religious community. Bishop T.D. Jakes has been a spiritual advisor to presidents and a religious voice to thousands. Now he says it's time to pass the baton to a new generation.
This is a beautiful moment for me.
From the pulpit Sunday, Bishop T.D. Jakes announced that he was stepping down from leadership at the Potter's House, the Dallas megachurch he founded in 1996 and has led ever since.
I cannot afford, especially after November, to risk something happening to me and you be sheep without a shepherd.
This is video from the service Jakes is referencing in November. It wasn't until months after his medical incident that he confirmed to the public he had a heart attack. Now, 5 months later, he told his congregation he had been preparing his daughter, Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts, and his son-in-law, Pastor Turi Roberts, to take the lead.
I talked to the board because I was concerned. I have seen too many men build something and stay so long that they kill what they build.
His daughter and son-in-law moved to Dallas during the pandemic and have increased their roles in the church operations over the years.
And I know you guys are so tired. You had a heart attack on stage and still asked for the microphone so that they would be okay over you. I know what this cost.
We will see fruit unlike anything we have ever seen before, so thank you.
In nearly 30 years at the helm, Jakes has presided over services that reached tens of thousands in person and online. He served as an advisor to multiple presidents and was a featured speaker at the inauguration of President Barack Obama. The church's ministry launched wide-ranging programs that span the globe, from health and financial initiatives for underserved communities to offender reentry assistance. Jakes told his members they will still see him, but it was time to take a step back.
There's some ways that I want to prepare us for the days ahead that I can't do it completely from the pulpit. Every now and then I think they'll let me preach, but there's some work in the vineyard that needs to be done.
New pastors will not immediately take over. There will be a transition period. Jakes will keep his role as chair of the T.D. Jakes Group and Foundation. Casey.
All right, well, Stephen Dial live for us tonight. Stephen, thanks for being here.
However, what appeared like a seamless transition has taken an abrupt turn. Sources indicate that Jakes' health is not the main factor for his leaving. There are significant claims now emerging concerning his links to Diddy and the entertainment mogul's famed freak-off events. Reports from 2024 hint to a disturbing lawsuit filed by Diddy's former producer, Rodney Lil Rod Jones. According to this complaint, Diddy reportedly wanted to utilize his connection with Jakes to clean up his image following the public outrage over Cassie Ventura's assault accusations.
Sean Diddy Combs' and racketeering trial is dominating headlines right now.
Developing story that we're following now, Bishop T.D. Jakes, the leader of Dallas megachurch, the Potter's House, announced today that he will be stepping down.
How you feel about these rumors surrounding, Diddy and T.D. Jakes?
Man, what I think about it is this, when I grew up in the church, the sinners was not supposed to have the same atmosphere with the saints. You have to be able to separate the two. So I'm looking at him as a saint going to a party that ain't nothing but sin, drinking, maybe fornication.
Now, we also know that T.D. Jakes is allegedly also a power bottom, and he's a much older man. And they say he's very enthusiastic in his endeavors. What happens when he pops something loose? You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because they're mentioning workers, but they're not mentioning women. They're mentioning men as workers.
Yeah.
Like is that a thing where there's a website? It's just wild to hear mention.
You never heard of Grindr?
We got Jaguar right at the case. They said you're supposed to be in this.
So I'm up in this
here. Wow, they done brought everybody. How are you?
The Jaguar Right Show. Here we are.
Okay, oh, you got some security too? Oh wow, Jaguar came with security too.
Pleasure to meet you. Just first and foremost, this is, the day of this trial. Again, the trial Diddy Combs. What are you feeling? What are you experiencing right now? How important is it for you to be here?
Paramount. There needs to be someone here who's been here all along. I've been waiting for this moment for 5 years, and here we are. And I'm praying that everyone remembers there are survivors, real life survivors. And I hope that everyone takes into account how necessary a true verdict, a just verdict now. 25 years of pain, 25 years of hurt. And I'm praying that God's just gonna do what he told me he's gonna do. So I hope we're all just staying in visual prayer for everyone on all sides of this. These are human issues, and we need to have real human response and emotion.
Do you plan to be here every day? During this trial, we're expected to hear.
I'm going to be around.
Have you spoken with anyone who might be possibly testifying, or have you spoken with anybody?
That I cannot say. But what I will say is my prayers for Albie Shore are being answered day by day. From the moment that we found out he flatlined to the moment we found out he came back. I'm here vigilant for that. Justice for Kim Porter. Support the case.
He said that in return for a considerable quantity of money, Jakes is reported to have provided his influence to lessen the harm to Diddy's image. But how far did Jakes actually go, and how deep are his links to Diddy? The storyline develops as Cat Williams has called out Jakes, alleging that people like Diddy and other famous deviants are now suffering the repercussions of their behavior. As the clock ticks down to Diddy's trial, the question remains, what part did T.D. Jakes play in all of this? According to reports, he wasn't just in the background. He was supposedly a mainstay at Diddy's legendary parties, a startling link for someone of his position. Then there's the scary defamation case brought against Jakes in November by fellow pastor Dwayne Youngblood. Youngblood says that Jakes attempted to sexually abuse him when he was barely 18 during a meeting at the church. This accusation, purportedly confirmed by phone records and witnesses,